because Anthony Michael Edwards Jordan.
Look what he's done to the Timberwolves. Cat didn't even do that to the Timberwolves. And Cat was supposed to come in and do exactly what Anthony Edwards was supposed to do.
We're going to be that guy. But you know what Carlos' big brother is? It's Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is his big brother. Yes, I know he's younger, but I've watched this man go up to the press conference, put his arm around him, and tell him literally, quote, you need to stop fucking fouling.
Yeah, buddy. Episode 110 now it is, because now I can count, everyone. So 1 plus 1 equals 1. Yeah, 110. Welcome to Cinco Squad. My name is Jonathan Sawyer. With me are my brothers TreyDay, Grandpa J, and Mike A. Fellas, happy Thursday. Episode 110. Again, that's the episode, everyone. So how's your Thursday going? Playoff basketball and hockey is in the depths of the playoffs.
Double up everything. Hockey, basketball every night, man. Love it.
I love it.
2-0 series lead. Let's go.
Mike's Rangers look like they're the best team in hockey right now.
Mm-hmm.
They are. It's because they are.
And, my team on my head right here just got the 15th pick in the NHL draft. Let's go!
I think there was a questionable call last night that led to them being shorthanded on the ice at the worst time. So I think it's debatable as to whether the Rangers are the best team. I think the Canes had a lot of chances to win that game.
Very much
It's
so.
debatable. It's debatable.
No, it's not. Yes, and that's one of many reasons why.
That's the only reason why. No, that's the only that is the only reason. Him being in net is he has almost 60 saves, Mike.
I understand
60,
that.
0.
I'm talking about in general. It's
but
not
the saves he made.
If
you had a mediocre goaltender, you guys would have been out. You guys would have lost that game.
Right,
that game would have never gone to overtime.
No, because he made some unbelievable saves.
Yeah, that he did. I'm not arguing with that. What I'm saying is he's not the only reason why they're the best team in the league.
No, I said that why they won last night.
Yeah. Oh no, Igor is entirely.
That's what I'm
the
saying.
Reason why they won last night. Yeah. No, that I'll agree with. That 100% I'll agree with. Yeah.
I think right now Colorado looks like the toughest out.
All show. I'm just gonna do this. Fuck you.
I love that duck. That duck is so good.
Fuck you. I'm gonna put him right here, just so he can just pop up. A little gift from my wife. A little fuck you duck.
Good get. Yeah, I think
That's the fuck.
I think everybody could use a fuck you duck.
She then goes to her car and goes, "Hey, I got you something." Boom. I'm like, hey, have a good day at work too. So I was reading an article today on the Ipe Mizuzara, the guy that stole money from Shohei. He stole $17 million.
Yeah. But how is his accountant not in cahoots with him to do this? Look,
I'm totally lost. I'm agreeing with you. I'm totally agreeing. Either Shohei is the dumbest person in the world, or he is the most trusting. Well, not anymore. The most trust.
That's definitely it. But you're hiring people to manage your money. Shohei's never seen a dollar go in and out of his account. He's not moving money. He's not doing any of that. So his team, and I think this is where they have to keep investigating. Somebody was in on it on the inside too.
Oh yeah. 100%.
If 17,000 disappeared and your bankroll is hundreds of millions, I get it. That's like $7 going missing for us, and it goes unnoticed. 17 million, come on, bro. It doesn't matter how much million you have. That's going noticed.
I know, but like, how are you not checking on it? I don't know. I check my bank account like 12 times a day.
He pays people to do that. He pays people to say your finances are in order.
Right. This is.
You would never just know how much money is always in your bank all the time.
This motherfucker is one, and like he's the happiest. You know how fucking stressed I would be if I lost 17 million. This dude's fucking all happy. I mean, I know he's making 700 on the back end, right? Like, he'd be all right. But like, could you imagine? Like, he goes to buy a house. Like, yeah, I'll pay in cash. Let me go get the money. And it's like, I got $4 to my name.
Right.
It's like, sorry, insufficient funds. The fuck? I just signed an endorsement deal for $30 million.
$20 million in this account like 3 months ago.
Well, and this is a prime example of exactly how hands-off Shohei is with everything. He goes to the ballpark, he plays a game, he goes home. That's it. That's all he does. I mean, we've heard stories going into, him getting signed and then all his time with the Angels and then getting signed by the Dodgers that he was very like low maintenance, low key. Like he just go to the ballpark and go home. And nobody knew he had a girlfriend, let alone was getting married until they announced that he got married. But
I'm
apparently,
okay with that part. Like,
no, that's
I like
fine.
that he
But I'm
kept
saying
that personal.
apparently that extends to every part of his career and life.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of how I would be. I mean, I've always said that, like, if, stuff started becoming very successful for us with this and everything, like, I try to do as much as possible to keep everything out of the limelight as possible.
Personal life, public life.
That shit's crazy to me. I was just reading. He pled guilty because, like, how can you whatnot? But we got to get to... It's time for What's on Mike's Mind. Let's get it going, Mike. Let's go to our favorite segment of the night. What's on Mike's Mind? Mike, take it away.
Let's stay in the world of baseball, gentlemen. Joe Youngblood once had the busiest day in sports history. On August 4th, 1982, in Chicago, Mets outfielder Joel Youngblood stepped to the plate in the top of the third inning and singled to drive home a run. It turned out to be his last hit as a Met, as he was then informed he had been traded to the Montreal Expos. The Expos had a game later that day in Philadelphia. And so began his adventure for the day, which he recounted as, I got the word in the third inning at the Mets game in Chicago. I made a plane reservation, went to the hotel to pack, realized I had left my glove in the dugout, went back to the ballpark to get it, went to the airport, had dinner on the plane, and took a cab to the ballpark. It was my idea to rush there. If I was a member of the Expos, I wanted to be here. Youngblood arrived at Veterans Stadium in the third inning of the Phillies Expos game, and by the sixth inning, took over in left field. In the top of the seventh, he once again stepped to the plate and singled. This made him the only player in MLB history to get a hit for two teams in two cities in one day. He also happened to get those hits off two future Hall of Famers, Fergie Jenkins in Chicago and Steve Carlton in Philly.
Yeah, this will never happen again because they always have to wait to clear physicals and all that.
Exactly.
So he'll be the first and only to ever do this.
Yeah, imagine that, you're just in one locker room, straight to the next, new colors, new teammates.
Didn't Dion do that for he scored a touchdown for the Falcons and then hit and played in a playoff game for the Braves?
He didn't play in that game.
No.
Well, he was there.
He played the next day. Yeah, he got to the game, but he never played, or else it would have been him too. He played the next day.
From what I watched that document,
at least
I think he did pinch run.
No, he never entered the game because I had this as a Mike's Mind earlier, a while back.
Oh, okay.
He got there later that night, but he never ended up entering that game. He could have, but he never did.
People elaborate the story by saying he scored a touchdown and hit a home run the same night.
Because you'd think it's Deion Sanders. You'd think
he would have 2 games for both teams
in less than 24 hours.
Yeah, within 12.
Which is nuts. I mean, the dude was a freak of nature.
Yeah. He could have. If they really wanted to put him in that game, he could have definitely.
Well, he even said in the documentary he was good to go. But that's crazy about that. First of all, that guy has a great name, Youngblood.
Joel Youngblood. Yeah, it's awesome.
That's a great name as a record breaker. Just to put that as there, it's perfect. But Grandpa Jay, let's throw it over to you. Let's get some locks in. Let's lock it down for Jamie's locks of the week. How did you do last week?
Oh, we were undefeated. We hit the bonus bets, and we hit our other 2 bets that we clued you guys in on, which were 2 NBA specials. So if you guys had really followed the advice last week, you would have had a perfect week if you just went with those 4. So I'm only giving you 2 this week, just 2. All right. That's because we don't know the outcomes of a lot of games prior to tomorrow and Saturday, so I got to wait for some outcomes before I just jump to conclude this team's going to win a game 3 or game 4. However, here's where we're going with our locks of the week this week, gentlemen. I am going to keep it on the ice because I tell you what, I'm loving this right now more than anything else, and I feel like this is going to come to fruition. All right, here's why. Whether out of ignorance or refusal to think the defending champs won't go down without a fight, I see a bounce back from the Nuggets. I know a lot of people they're cooked, their guards are injured, It's all about Ant-Man right now. These defending champs will not go down without a fight. I love the Nuggets. You can get them at plus 4.5 right now, which means they can still lose the game, but they can't lose it by more than 5. I think they're going to keep this a one-possession game and be up late, and they better find a way to slow Ant-Man down in the last 2 minutes, or they're going to be down 3-0, but they're going to cover 4.5. And let's take it across to the other side of the pond. We got Man City, who is on a war path right now, and it doesn't matter who the hell they're playing. They've won 6 league matches in a row. They're averaging 4 goals a game. They got Fulham this weekend. Fulham went down 5-1 to them last time they played them. I fully expect them to win by at least 4 goals again. So you're going to get them just like last week. You'll get them at 2.5 on the spread, minus 2.5. That might pay out about, I believe it's about 100 right now. So it's a 1-to-1, or maybe it's a 90 cents to $1. It may drop to minus 110. But it's guaranteed money. So why don't you go ahead and lock that in? So if you guys want to go ahead, make yourself some money this weekend. You got 2 locks. Take the defending champ, the Denver Nuggets, to not win game 3, but cover 4.5. And go ahead and take Man City to cover 3, 4, 5 goals. They won't give you all that, but they're going to win by at least 3 goals. So if you get the minus 2.5, go ahead and take that and win yourself some money this weekend. You know how we do it here on Cinco Squad. We give it a locks. You got to comment and let us know whether or not you took our advice. What you do with that money is your business, but let us know that you won at least. So we are what we think, and we become the actions that we take. And right now, the actions that Anthony Edwards has been taking is allowing him to look like the best player in the world right now in the game of baloncesto, known as basketball. You guys are living under a rock if you don't know who Anthony Edwards is by this time in the playoffs. But interestingly, I looked at a short the other day, and it made me realize, where did this spark truly come from? And I think it came from when he was working out for teams before he was taken first overall. He went to have a little workout with the Golden State Warriors. And the entire time he's going through his set plays and everything that he has to do in the workout. And Coach Kerr came over to him and said, when are you going to start practicing hard? And he goes, what do you mean? He's like, what do you want me to do? What pace do you want me to play at? He's like, just keep doing your thing. And he wanted to see just upon his own what kind of energy he would revoke. Well, Ant took that to heart, because after they went to dinner that night and he asked him about the tryout, he goes, yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if we're going to take you with the pick, whether you fall to us or not, because we just weren't convinced that your work ethic is where it needs to be. So immediately after that dinner, he turns to his trainer and he's like, hey, we got to do something about this. We have to do something here. Whatever it is, we're going to make a change. And from that day onwards, just like my buddy John here on the podcast, he became an absolute gym rat, and it has become his thing. The guy has turned into an absolute workhorse. Like I said, you guys have to be living under a rock if you haven't seen what he's done to the defending champs over the last couple of days. And I just want to take some time here to give this young kid credit. The kid is 22 years old, already taking over games, leading his team, calling players out if they're taking plays off, regardless of whether they're down by 2 or up by 20. And you got to love the energy that this guy is bringing, not just to his team, but the game of basketball on the whole. So if you guys have not watched yet, make sure you tune into the next Timberwolves Denver Nuggets game. He's going to be at home. He's going to want to put on a show. And by the end, you might be saying, hey, I think my new favorite player is the Ant-Man.
The NBA is awards we're giving out this week. And the Joker with a 3-time MVP. The Rookie of the Year goes to, as we all said it. I don't know. I think all 3 of you guys said it, and I said Scoot Henderson, I think. Victor Wemby won it. So, I think Jamie told me that 99 out of 100. I don't know.
All 99.
All 99?
Unanimous.
Would you take Wemby or someone else to start your franchise? Grandpa Jay?
So this one had me really thinking, and there's a couple factors that I had in here. First and foremost, big congrats to the young kid who came in and lived up to the hype. I mean, 20, 10, and 3 blocks a game as a rookie is freaking unparalleled. I mean, any player in the league would love to have those numbers as a vet, or even in their prime right now. And this is our first taste of what we're going to get from this kid. So I don't know where the trajectory is, but we obviously know it's trajecting very high, which is why it's really hard for me to say, how am I not going to take this kid? He's a threat on both sides of the court, which means if he's not having a great offensive game, he's going to change the game defensively, and vice versa. If he's not doing great defensively, he's going to change the game on the other side of the floor. So to me, might just be too hard to pass up. You have to consider the fact that his ceiling is higher than anybody else right now in this rookie class or amongst the young kids, even Anthony Edwards at the moment, more because he is a guaranteed rim protector. And the kid right now is still developing. I mean, I can't imagine he's going to get much bigger, but we remember Katie, who looked like he stole someone's jersey from the 8th grade and just decided to wear a triple XL in his first 2 seasons at the NBA. Wemby doesn't even look like that. Wemby looks a little more developed than that already. So I imagine the kid's going to bulk up slightly to whatever you can bulk up at his frame. And then once that little bit of size comes on, the kid's going to be even more dominant on both sides of the floor compared to what he is right now. And I can't imagine, once again, what that is going to be. So I just feel too much to pass up. The upside is too good. The floor is super high as well. As much as I want to say I love SGA, I love myself some Ant-Man, maybe you could even throw it out there if you want and still go with the Joker, because the Joker's already taken his team to a title and you know what he could do for you. He's on another run here to a ring, maybe not. But I can't pass up on Wemby. I mean, I think it would just be a dumb move to say I'm going to start my franchise with somebody else at this moment after what I saw this year.
Yeah,
you can on Wemby. You absolutely can pass up on Wemby. Yes, you know why? Because Anthony Michael Edwards Jordan.
That's mine. God damn it, Trey.
That's why. That's why you can.
That's why I was trying to go first.
That is why you can pass up on it. This is very important. We have to put this out here. Anthony Edwards. That's who you start with. He's 22, so you got the youth there. You talk about playing defense. Ant plays defense. It's not like this is one of those situations where he's like, I'm scared to go play with a guy. If somebody gets hot, a lot of times you'll see him say, hey, let me give him next possession. I know Jaden McDaniels is a great defender, but at the same time, Anthony Edwards is willing to do that, and he's getting better. Take also in mind, players always take a big jump when they go to the Olympics. He's out to go hang out in Paris. He's going to be out there with LeBron, Steph, all these type of people. Just imagine if he just sit out there getting up and shooting threes with Steph, and he just gets a better three-point. He's willing to take on a challenge. We saw I was in the FIBA game. Curry didn't want to play him at first, and he went out there and forced them to have to play him and start him. And that's what's happening now. Everybody kind of came in, was like, oh, Devin Booker's going to be shooting. Devin Booker will not be the starting shooting guard in the Olympics. He lost that spot. That right was lost back in the first round of the playoffs. So the correct answer is Anthony Edwards. That's who you start with. I do like Wemby. I think Wemby has a great future, but I am always still scared of some of these big men, especially when you get to that side, and being fragile. You got Ant, who is somebody who plays all the time, doesn't get hurt based on what we've seen so far, and the guy's already going quicker than what we all thought he was going to go to. And with that type of competitive nature he has, I got to go with Ant.
God damn it, Trey.
I can't fault you on that.
You took my answer, because I was saying the same thing. There's a guy like that with that type of mentality, like you said in your rant, that his mentality is different than any other rookie that I've seen in a very, very long time. And that he's willing to put the extra effort. That some players would tell Steve Kerr to go fuck himself. Because how can you tell me I'm busting my ass, blah, blah, blah. I'm not doing that. He took it as, damn. He's a 4-time or 3-time at the time NBA champion. He played in the three-peat with the Bulls. Like, he knows hard work. He knows what Michael did. He knows what
he won everywhere.
Right, exactly. So he understands what work ethic means, and he took that and he said, "Yo, we got to get back and let's go. We got to start training." And that's the type of mentality I would like on my team to start my franchise. Is that type of mentality. Plus, look what he's done to the Timberwolves. Cat didn't even do that to the Timberwolves. And Cat was supposed to come in and do exactly what Anthony Edwards was supposed to do when he comes in. Turn the franchise around. And Cat, did in a way, but he was also hurt. He was also hurt a lot of time, but he never took the franchise to that next level. He never took it to that next level, where the Timberwolves were a contender, in my opinion. Like, I never thought, like, when Cat was in the playoffs, I was like, okay, like, I always thought, okay, they're going to get eliminated somewhat. This Timberwolves team, I don't see it. And especially the way they dominated. And without Anthony Edwards, they don't even make the playoffs. They don't even get the seed that they have right now. So, at this point, I can't say that I would not take it. The thing with Victor Wembanyama, there's 2 ways that he could take this. He can go the Giannis route and build his muscle over time the way Giannis did. Because that's the one thing that scares me, too, is at that height, I don't know how much more he can put on without hurting his joints. And the explosiveness that he has. Because we saw it with Greg Oden. They made Greg Oden go put on a bunch of weight. He basically, they did that, and then basically he was out of the league. So with that, I think the plan that he has
Oden came in with a bum knee, though. It's a little bit different.
He did, but putting the extra weight on top of that knee, I know that with being heavy, gaining all that weight on my knee, like, it hurt. Like, it hurts.
Well, have you
wake
seen
up-
how freakishly nimble and flexible Wemby is?
But that's what I'm saying. That's how Giannis was when he came in the league. He was flexible. He's moving. He can move up and down the court. Yes, he could. He
wasn't joint flexible. Like he's the things this kid can do with his body. Giannis was not doing that.
But I'm just saying, like, the size wise, they were supposed very skinny coming in, and Giannis put on the weight over time and really built himself into his body. Right? I don't think you need to force it. I think it needs to come over time and natural in order to build that franchise and build that NBA body, because I think he can get to the size that Giannis is, right? And then that's it. Because Giannis was a toothpick coming in, and now look at him. He went from a transformation over like 5 or 6 years, and then we were like, holy shit, look at Giannis.
Yeah.
But I think it's a slow, gradual move, not a let's do it in one season, right? I think he's going to continue to build muscle. Mike?
Yeah, so I think you guys have all made good choices, and Wemby's a good choice too. Don't get me wrong; like Wemby's a good choice. It's just as much of a generational player as it appears he has the potential to be. I agree he has to put on a little more size and strength while still being mindful of his joints and what his body can take, and maintaining that flexibility and athleticism, not hurting that part of his skill set, because that makes him different, especially at that height. But there's still, at this point, as a rookie, I'm not ready to say that I'm going to outright start my franchise over some of the stars that are left in the league, including Anthony Edwards. I know they're a little older, but Jason Tatum and Luka Doncic, they're 26 and 25 respectively. I've been on kind of the bandwagon for him since early in the year. Tyrese Halliburton, he's 23. He emerged this year as a guy that can lead a team as well. I like him a lot. So Wemby's, I think, in the conversation. He put himself in the conversation this year, but I'm not ready. Given the rookies we've seen come out and have great rookie seasons and then flame out or not raise above that level afterwards, I'm not ready to outright say that I'm going to start my franchise over some of these guys.
Who are you going
The other thing with Wemby,
All right, so
to? You didn't answer. You're like, who are you going to start your franchise with? Like, which player? You said 5 of them.
Okay, Tyrese Halliburton. That's where that led to.
Oh, okay. I didn't, like you said, like 4 or 5 players, so I didn't know which one you were going with.
What I was saying with names like Tatum and Doncic came up, but the one that stuck out to me that I like a lot is Tyrese Halliburton.
Let me remind you guys of one thing that happened this year. All right, Denver in a must-win game in San Antonio. Victor Wembanyama goes out and has 34 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 blocks. They upset the Denver Nuggets by 1 point and cost them the 1 seed. And that difference of them being the 1 or the 2 right now could be the difference of why they're going home, or they would have had another shot to defend that title, having to go through New Orleans and probably a hobbling Dallas right now, which would have mean they would have had fresh legs heading into the Western Conference Finals. And you can't say it's single-handed, but I mean, for a rookie to do that to the defending champs, and the defending champs were playing to win that game. It's not like they weren't playing to win that game.
Excuse me.
Now, hold on. I see what Anthony Edwards is doing to them in the playoffs, okay? But you must remember, this is his rookie year. Okay, this is Ant's 3rd year. Ant's been to the playoffs already. This kid doesn't even know what playoffs is yet, but that was his 1 playoff game where it's like, let's knock the defending champs off. It was like a playing game, and he showed up. And he showed up in a major way against the MVP of the league, who, by the way, is who he is guarding and defending. So that's just me stating my case that the kid's already doing things extremely special that first-year players, other than LeBron's the only person I remember, really, that I could say a rookie took over a game and beat a really good team because he took the game over.
What you got, Trey?
Ultimately, at the end of the day, this is about the playoffs. We're in the playoffs, and he's doing this in Denver in the playoffs. So, yeah, we could talk about a game at the end of the season. And to be honest with you, if you're Denver, I know it's a must-win game. But let's be real. You're playing against one of the worst teams in the league. It's hard to get up for that. You ain't coming to the playoffs and not getting up for it. The other thing, too, because John went on a soliloquy
about 1 seed on the line.
Yeah, but with the playoffs on the line, it ain't no we may or may not get up. Because I may be slouching saying I'm not taking this really that serious. This team fucking sucks. You're playing the Spurs. you're not going to not take a playoff game seriously. And back when I was saying, John's point about Karl-Anthony Towns, Carl was never going to be that guy. But you know what Carl's big brother is? It's Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is his big brother. Yes, I know he's younger, but I've watched this man go up to the press conference, put his arm around him, and tell him literally, quote, you need to stop fucking fouling. And Carl's like, you know what, you're right, man. Like, that man is not only just doing that, he's also the leader. I'm not saying Wemby can't become a leader, but I don't know what his leadership skills are. We for damn well sure know that dude is a leader. Carl wasn't playing no damn defense before this. I mean, shit, half the fucking league. Gobert's one of the most hated people in the fucking league by most people. And now somehow people are actually okay with Rudy. I mean, shit, Donovan Mitchell's ready to fucking choke him. But Anthony Edwards like, no, I'll figure it out with this guy. I mean, so, like, when you start to factor in that leadership, that's a big thing when you're talking about starting a team. It's not just about the potential leadership because he has changed the tone, he has changed the culture, and you don't get that many players to do that in any sport.
You should give Chris Finch. You should give Chris Finch a little bit of credit for shifting the culture.
Yeah, I will give Chris Finch credit, but at the same time, they're on the court, and I still got to say, at the end of the day, I watched Rudy Gobert. Everybody fucking hated him, and now people are okay with the guy. I watched people all laugh at Karl-Anthony Towns for years, talking about the best big man shooting threes, and now you got dude out here playing defense. Like, he has basically took that dude under his wing like he the fucking big brother there. And that is something you can't account for.
And it also comes back to the fact that, like, he takes over games. When his team needs him to go get a bucket, he goes gets one. Right? Like, there's not a lot of players out there that, you know, have that killer mentality that I'm going to go out there and I'm gonna go put the team on my back. Like, if they're not going to score and they're not going to do things, I got you guys. And that's the type of mentality that he has. And I've liked him since he was at Georgia. And I was like, oh, I love his attitude. Because, like, and I said it in a post I posted earlier this week, is that I love the way it's just basketball for him on the court. When he gets on the court, he's talking shit to one of his idols, in Kevin Durant. He's literally talking shit, laughing at him like, I'm beating your sorry ass. You know, take your old ass home. Like, that type of mentality. I love that type of shit because I hate the buddy on the court type shit. I want you to talk. This is playoff basketball. Like, I'm not your friend. You're not my friend. Like, after the season, cool, we'll kick it and whatnot. But you ain't my friend. That's just not like we're enemies right now. When we get off the court, then I'll be your friend. But, like, I'm not your friend right now. And I love that mentality that he has and he plays. I don't understand the Tyrese Halliburton one, really, to be honest with you.
I mean, he's proven he can lead an offense. He can lead a team. He can inspire a city. Like, he impressed me this year.
Yeah.
With what he was
I'm
able
gonna
to
start
do.
with him, but I mean, he'd be up there. I get why at 23, and considering the Pacers are basically in a dead man zone, so I get where Mike's coming from.
He's like a revive of that team. I get that point.
Not just revive. I mean, they have one of the best offenses in the league. It's because of him. Like, every night you play, I mean, it's a reason why they're over/under.
No, they are not one of. They are the best offense in the league. They're not one
of the highest over/under every night because of that dude orchestrating the offense. So I mean, you got to figure Tyrese at his peak. I wouldn't partly because Tyrese second half of the year wasn't as good as the first, but he also had that injury. But I can get Tyrese would definitely being probably your top 10 people to start a team with, especially like I said, because he made everybody else around him better for a Pacer squad. Which I mean, before he got there, we were all kind of like,
we were writing them off.
No offense to Sabonis. I mean, no offense to Sabonis, but when Sabonis was there before they made that trade, Pacers were just there. Like, that trade to me is one of the rare times where two teams both won the trade, because Sabonis got unlocked when he got out to Sacramento, and Tyrese got unlocked when he got away from De'Aaron Fox, got to have his own team, because that team is way different like right now because of Tyrese coming in and setting the tone.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I think I see more Tyrese as an addition to a team versus starting the team with him, right? Like, I wouldn't say like he's even in my top 5 of people that I would start a franchise with off the bat, just based on, you know, I think he's a great scorer. I think he's elevated his game, but there are some nights where it's like, where are you? You know, type of thing. Where like where you been? Where you been? You know, like come on, like let's go. So I don't know. That's just where I see Tyrese right now. I think he's still got a couple more years. NFL schedule gets released this week, and I'm begging the NFL that they keep some of the great matchups, like Stephon Diggs going back and playing his former team that he just got traded to. Other great matchups that we have this year. Kansas City playing San Francisco at San Francisco. You have the Bears finally being good playing at the Packers. You have the Ravens playing the Chargers. Could be a great game. And then, of course, you have Kirk Cousins going back to Minnesota, first time after being traded. You got Philadelphia at Cincinnati. Keep them in the States. And ultimately, NFL, you have your Monday night matchups right there. Those are great storylines to lead up to the end of the week and be great finishers of the week. And that's what you want for your Monday night matchups, is great matchups. For Monday night games, the big primetime games, I'm begging you that you put great matchups, because I want to watch more Monday Night Football. I don't want to watch two last place teams play each other, even though I know it's fair. One idea that I did have, though, for this is, and it wasn't introduced this year, is flexing the Monday night game or flexing the Sunday night game. The teams are already going to be in that city. What does it matter if it's one day or before or not? So you flex the game and you give yourself an opportunity to have a great matchup. They do it in college football. They do it in other leagues as well. So flexing the game to Monday night is going to help your viewership, because that week it could be, let's just say, for instance, the Houston Texans are undefeated playing an undefeated Indianapolis Colts, and you have them as a 1 o'clock game. You're going to want to see that game on a flex game, because you want to flex that to a Monday night game or a Sunday night game. So I'm asking you that you take in consideration over this course of the season and really evaluate the flexing of Sunday night and Monday night games. I'm excited for the NFL schedule to come out. Can't wait to see who my birds are going to play. Let me know what you guys are thinking, because NFL is just 4.5 months away. Let's go. NFL's back, baby. We're going to do a little fun game here where Mike's got 8 players for Who They Win playoff edition. So we're going to go around guessing. Jamie, myself, and Trey are going to guess which player that he announces is on which playoff team remaining. So, Mike, take it away.
Yes, so here we will begin. I have, as John said, 8 players for you. Who does Johnny Beecher play for?
Johnny Beecher?
Yes, and this would be the NHL.
Johnny Beecher plays for
Vancouver.
John guesses Vancouver.
The New York Rangers.
Oh, Trey thinks I'm going to open it with a Ranger. Okay.
the Stars.
Fortunately, gentlemen, you are all incorrect. Johnny Beecher is a Boston Bruin.
He's a Bruin. A Bruin.
He's a Bruin. And I open up with him as a side note because he is from Elmira, New York. And his mom was my freshman year English teacher.
And I
The real reason.
Yes. First NBA player. Who does Jalen Pickett play for?
I know Trey's never going to answer the NBA ones quick because he's the NBA encyclopedia. So
No, I mean, I don't know the answer to this one, to be honest with you. So, some of them I may have
Johnny
heard.
Pickett?
Jalen Pickett, former Rochester High School
Combining
basketball
guys
player
now.
Jalen Pickett.
Jalen Pickett.
Yeah, he's keeping us all upstate New York here. See,
No, just opening with those two to get him out of the way.
I'm going to say the Indiana
Go
Pacers.
Pacers. I was about to go Pacers. That was my guess.
You can go Pacers too. We can all go
Yeah.
if you want to.
Yeah.
All right, Jay.
Jalen Pickett,
Yes.
the Thunder.
Okay, so 2 Pacers and a Thunder. Once again, gentlemen, you are all incorrect. Jalen Pickett is a guard for the defending NBA champions, the Denver Nuggets.
So he's the defending national champion of the UConn Huskies guy.
Yeah. Second hockey player. Who does Jesper Fast play for?
Jesper Fast.
Sounds like a
I
death
know this
match.
I know
But I
this
think
one.
he's an Oiler.
Jesper-
Oilers.
Okay, John says the Oilers.
Canucks.
Okay, Jamie goes Vancouver. Trey?
Stars.
Trey goes the Stars. Once again, all 3 are incorrect. He is a Carolina Hurricane.
Son of a bitch.
All right.
You know, I saw the name last night too.
Yeah, that's the name of the North region here.
Second NBA player. Who does TJ Warren play for?
Pacers.
I know the answer to this one, so I'm going to let y'all go first.
The Mavs. The Mavs. The Mavs.
All right, it says Mavs. Trey, where does he play?
He plays for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yes, he does. TJ Warren. Deep down on that depth chart, but he is a Minnesota
Very deep in
Timberwolf.
depth chart. He's a 20-point game scorer.
Okay. In the NHL, who does Casey DeSmith play for?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, John, where'd he go?
He's a Bruin.
Oilers.
Panthers.
0 for 3 once more. He is a Vancouver Canuck.
Jesus Christ. We're terrible at this.
Yeah, who the fuck knows the 14th or 15th person?
That's the point of the game,
The
bro.
point.
That's the point of the game, bro. Don't you
Yeah, the
listen?
point of the game is to know the guy that averages 1.3 minutes a game. No, fuck him. So we don't know who it is.
There's fourth liners. These are guys that play like maybe 15, 20 minutes a game.
In the NBA, who
On
does
the
Svi Mikhailuk play for?
Woo.
Svi Mikhailuk.
That sounds like an Oklahoma City Thunder. Thunder.
Okay, John says the Thunder. Former Kansas star, Svi Mikhailuk.
I'm gonna go Knicks.
Boston.
Well, well, well. Well done, Jamie. He is a Boston Celtic.
Damn it. Jamie's up one on all. Or I'm down one to all of you. So, all right. How many you got?
All right, final NHL. Who does Yanni Hakanpää play for?
Oh, Jesus Christ. He's a Dallas Star.
Okay, John says
Yanni
no.
Hakanpää.
Yakin.
Yanni Hakanpää.
I'm going back to the Oilers.
Colorado.
And going into our final NBA player, we will have a tie game as he is a Dallas Star.
All right. Got one.
Finally, final NBA player. Who does former Virginia player Mamadi Diakite play for?
The Thunder.
Thunder?
Mavericks.
Mavericks?
I'm gonna go. Let's go Pacers.
Pacers. Well, gentlemen, if you'd like, I can give you a tiebreaker as you are all incorrect. He is a New York Knick.
New York Knickerbocker.
So, yeah, I mean, if you want to.
I can give you. I got one more
Okay, if you want.
in my head. NHL. Who does Adam Ernie play for?
The Bruins.
Oh, shit.
Jamie says the Bruins.
Former Tampa Bay Lightning.
Nope, we're still staying with the Oilers. That's where we're staying at.
Oh, Adam
Okay.
Ernie. Where did he play? Is he?
Wait, John's not even in this. I thought it was a tiebreaker. John has 0. Why is he miss?
I have one.
No, he just got it right.
You got the last one
Oh
right.
yeah. Oh okay.
You got the Dallas Stars one right.
Oh yeah.
You get the last NHL one right.
Yeah,
the
that's
duck.
I'm going to say.
I don't need a duck.
I'll get you a duck. I'm going to say the Canucks.
Our winner
Is Trey.
is Trey. He
Yep.
is an Edmonton Oiler.
Trey was just going to guess Oilers until he got it right.
Until I said.
I didn't at first. The last 3.
Like, he was just like Oilers.
I think I said
No,
Oilers.
okay.
Someone's gonna be on the Oilers.
I think I said
Everybody else
Bruins.
have been seeing that the teams have been used. So I was like, okay, well nobody's been Oilers yet. That sounds about right.
All right, Jay, you got one for us. What is yours?
Yeah, just because his name was so awesome. Charlie Brown, boys. Who does Charlie Brown play for? It is an NBA team. Charlie Brown.
Is it a playoff
Former
team or
St.
is it?
Joe's Hawks.
Of course, it's in line with the game.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Former
I
St.
can't remember
Joe's Hawk, Charles Brown.
Yep. Charlie Brown.
Peanuts.
It's a good guess. Who does he play for?
Nuggets.
See,
Thunder.
I looked at all these rosters, so
Nuggets,
you'd think I would have seen it.
Thunder, and
Mike.
see, Mikey, I knew you wouldn't pick up on that one.
Yeah, I overlooked him. I'll say he's a Pacer.
Close. He's a Knickerbocker.
Damn.
Man, the Knicks, I swear, the Knicks do that deep into their roster. They collect random, really good, small college players.
I'll throw
But that's
one more at
the
you.
thing.
I'll throw one more at you,
Yeah,
Mikey, because I'm pretty
whatever.
sure you're going to guess this right.
What?
So, just for Mikey here, let's see if Mikey gets it right because he didn't get to play the game. Tucker Poolman.
Tucker Poolman? Oh, Tucker Poolman is an Oiler.
Almost. Plays in Canada
Oh.
for the Canucks.
The Canucks. Oh, he was an Oiler.
Oh, Mr. Cocky, Mr. Oh, no worries. That's an Oiler. Fuck you.
All right, Mikey, last chance. Last chance. Last chance.
Who does Connor McDavid play for?
What hockey team?
Shit.
Nick Cousins. Nick Cousins.
Nick Cousins? Oh, isn't he a Panther?
That's right. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Mark one down.
You're going right. Yay. I'm included.
Well, that was our second edition of Who They Win.
Who they with?
with the playoff edition with the NHL and NBA. Let us know how many answers you got right.
Let's all say a prayer for the Southside. The Chicago White Sox did enter this season as an expected bad team. They had gotten rid of a lot of good players. They weren't supposed to be very good. But I don't know if anybody expected them to be this bad. Through their first 36 games of the season, they have racked up a grand total of 8 wins. 8-28. All of their good players, have turned out to be absolute shit. Andrew Benintendi, their big investment going into last season, he's second on the team in at-bats going through those first 36 games, and he's hitting 184. Their leader by one at-bat was Andrew Vaughn. He's hitting a .183. Eloy Jimenez officially moved to DH this year, as they had brought in guys that could play the outfield. Jimenez, never known as a strong defensive player. Focusing on DH, supposed to be their big power threat to help be the big bopper in the lineup. He does lead the team in home runs with 4. This is an absolutely awful team. They can't hit, they can't field, they can't pitch, they can't run. They can't do anything this year, and by all accounts from reporters and fans, they're also a terribly run organization that no one wants to play for. So, is there anything that can go right on the south side of Chicago? Seemingly not, and I apologize to fans because you have stuck by your team, and I can commend that. But they have given you nothing to be hopeful for, and I think this is going to be a very long rebuild full of guys getting traded. They've already moved on from a bunch of their pitchers like Dylan Cease. They just traded Robbie Grossman, who was hitting .211. He wasn't even playing well either. Back to Texas, where he won a World Series last year. I'm sure he's glad to get out of there. So expect more trades, expect more releases, and more guys like Andrew Benintendi not living up to their contracts, because it's going to be a long road for you White Sox fans, and I'm sorry.
Let's go from the ice in the court to the baseball diamond, as lately there has been a lot of controversial over the last few years and the last few months with the umpires. And they are going with robo umpires in the minor leagues, and minor league pitchers. I know Paul Skeens was on the Pat McAfee show and said he absolutely hates it. It's terrible because there are some questionable calls on there, right? So what do you guys think about the umpire situation, and how do they fix this?
Mike, you're the resident baseball expert. You go first.
So the only true way to fix it is the robo umps, because then you take the, I guess, guessing game out of it. You take the human error out of it. But there's a fine line that I think some people aren't fully aware of, and I was only made aware of this when I was listening to Jeff Passan talk about it, which is in the minors there's actually 2 styles of robo ump that they're using. The first half of the week they use straight robo umps to make calls, and also a misnomer about this is that there are now no home plate umpires. There are. The home plate umpires are there. They're just standing off to the side of the plate. They still make the calls at home when there's a play at home, and they help back up the other umpires on bases and foul balls and things like that. So there are still umpires there. It's not taking away an umpire's job. It's just taking away that part of their job. But I think the better one, and Jeff Passan had said that the players, to your point, John, the players are a little better with this in the minors. This style of it is, it's not full robo umps. It's a challenge system where the home plate umpire does call balls and strikes, but the players, the pitchers and batters and benches and everybody has the right to appeal, like in the NFL, in the NHL, NBA, everybody with a challenge system. It's the same style. And Skeens actually did it twice this season and won both times. You'll see in the highlight, to challenge it, he taps on his head. And the cool thing is there was a debate going into the challenge system and the robo-ump system of we're now defeating the purpose of the pitch clock and all that to try to, not delay games. Well, the thing is, it's an automatic thing. Passan said the longest a challenge is taken in the minors this year is 5 seconds. Because as soon as they challenge it, it pops up on the big board, shows clearly on the big board to fans, umpires, players alike. Was it in the zone or was it not? Did it hit the zone or didn't it? and then we just move on to the next pitch. So
how many challenges do you get?
I believe I'll double check to make sure I'm right. I believe you get, it's either 3 a game or it's either 2 or 3 a game, I believe. I'll double check that. It's not unlimited. You cannot unlimitedly challenge.
That's what I was going to say. Is like if it was unlimited, like no offense to the minors, but the majors are playing for a lot more at stake, right? So if I'm a pitcher, if it's unlimited, I'm doing this like every ball just because if it's close, it's in the dirt, right? But to your point, I don't think that's the solution. I don't think robo umps is. If you want to have it absolutely perfect, then yeah. But I think they need to just go with younger umps. These older umps are 60, 70 years old, and you got guys like Angel Hernandez who I'm so sick and tired of hearing about. He's a great guy outside. Okay, he might be a great guy outside of baseball, but he's a fucking horrible umpire. He's terrible. He is one of the worst umpires in the league in history. And he wonders why he doesn't get playoff baseball, why he doesn't get World Series baseball. There's a reason why this happens. And there's a reason why some umpires don't. Because when we're watching the biggest game in the world, we're not going to sit here and have call a strike that's 2 balls outside in the other batter's box, right? So I think what needs to happen is we need to get younger umps. We need to get it enticing for the younger generation, like 30, 40-year-olds, to go and do this job. Because what it seems like is there's not a lot of young umps. They all seem like they're post-retirement age. Like, this is like a post-retirement job.
Yeah, because the way they style it is you have to, I guess you could say, pay your dues. And so the younger umps are all toiling away in the minors or college and things like that. So they're older by the time they receive, the call up to the major leagues, I guess you could say.
I just feel like they have a better eye on the game. They can pick up the ball quicker. I mean, we always say about our grandparents and everybody like that. Like, your vision starts to go as you get older. It's just natural, right? Like, right, Grandpa Jay? I mean,
Let me check both guys for a second.
Jay, we're over here.
But it does. As you get older, your vision starts to get worse and worse, right? Like you start to not be able to see. So how is this guy that's 72 years old umpiring a professional game with the ball going at 100 miles an hour? Like, how are you supposed to, I just don't get it. Like, I know you've been doing it for a while, but at the end of the day, when you can't even pick up the pitches or you're picking up bad pitches, is it worth it? Right? Why are we not trying to give some of these younger guys in the minors a chance to umpire? Right? Like, what is the qualification for them to get up to the big leagues?
Well, it applies across sports. I think we're looking at one sport saying that we only have a focal point on it being older umpires, and perhaps they can't see the game the same way they once did, and it's a matter of maybe respect for that person because they've volunteered so much of their time and life to the game. But, I mean, we saw it in basketball. In Game 1, there were some pretty horrible calls against the Pacers that kind of decided that game for the Knicks. And to me, it's like you just have to get back to basics. You got to reinstall the confidence in them by allowing them to call games as they see it. We were okay back in the day with a call being missed here and there in the game. But all of a sudden, it was up in arms that if they made a call and that call cost the team a game, oh, my God, it cost the team the game. How could they make a mistake? Well, because they're humans. What do you mean, how can they make a mistake? It's about the most human thing that you can do. So to me, it's more about allowing them to feel like they're the ones that are calling the game. So they take control of that instead of thinking apprehensively, well, should I make that call? Because if I do, they might challenge it. And if I don't make the call, they can't challenge it. And so they won't question themselves as much anymore. And then what you end up having is people who have regained the confidence on how to officiate a game their way. It's about instilling confidence in someone to do their job the right way. Whether you think it's right or wrong, that's you. It's based on opinion. Like, it's my opinion that they made bad calls last night, but I spoke to other people. They were like, those were good calls. They should have called the moving screen. They should have called this. But to me, they were bad calls. Given that they don't want to do that, you replace them with a video crew. That video crew sits up in a booth or in a stadium, in a booth, or wherever they sit in the stadium, in a private place that they can have a great view of the game, like how they set up the desks for Charles and them when they have the Final Four, and they're sitting up there wherever they watch the game from, a little bit elevated. give them a great view of the game. They have all these screens going and all these different angles. You have one ref working the court. He has a headset on and he's just hearing how the game is being called from the standpoint of those refs having multi views of the game. And you either do it where in the background it's being called and there's a forefront person doing it, or you just let them have free reign to do that thing, because the in between thing ain't working for nobody.
Yeah, I think
For baseball, you bring on the goddamn machines. I'm with Mike. Look, y'all got machines fucking driving y'all to work. Y'all got machines fucking cleaning your house up and all this kind of shit. You telling me we can't trust a machine to basically make sure it's the right call? I mean, because the thing is, baseball specifically, there really does not have to be like a subjective call. If you got the damn robot, he's gonna know, was it fair, was it foul? Quick decision. Was it a home run? Was it not a home run? Quick decision. I remember playing like baseball video games. They had a little square box up, and you knew it stayed in this box. It was a strike. It wasn't. It is not. Because I get where Jay's going with the whole thing of, hey, let them call it their way, but why have to call it your way? Why not just be correct? Why does certain umpires have different strike zones than others? Why do I have to accordingly switch to play the game because today this umpire's out here and this guy's out here? Well, I got to sit there and keep tight to the plate because I know he usually likes to call those strike zones. No, the fucking strike zone is the strike zone. Stop fucking moving the bar like that. To me, put the goddamn machines out here. I don't care if we get the 40-year-olds. Nobody's going to agree with it, even if you put a 40-year-old out there, because the problem is we got too many goddamn camera angles, and no matter who's out there, we're going to find every inch. When you look at the NBA, they don't have the oldest refs in a lot of these games. Same thing with NFL. But what always happens is everybody's looking at every inch. Was it a catch? Did the ball slightly move? Because we have 8 million cameras. So the one thing you can't dispute is if you have a clear-cut strike box and a thing that is reading it. Because every time I watch the replay, when I watch Fox Baseball on Saturday, they got the little box, and then they'll be like, there was a strike. And then they'll say, well, he didn't call that, and they'll show it outside the strike zone. It's like, we got the technology. It's there. Like,
yeah, and I also think
we can cut replay. We don't even need replay then because the goddamn thing would have been right, which stops all the goddamn replays. Already was an issue in sports to begin with. Is every goddamn sport is taking 20 minutes. I watched the Pacers play the Knicks in game 3 or game 2, and I watched the last 6 minutes of that game, and every time I look up, I see them basically stopping to go review a play over and over and over again. Like, shit like that's happening.
Yeah, I mean, when I see games like, I also think that, a lot of people, like, with replay, it makes everything look better, right? In every sport. In NFL, we always say, oh, yeah, that looks worse in replay. Last night for the Knicks game, or 2 nights ago for the Knicks game and the Pacers, I can see where the ref saw the kickball, right? I can see where he saw it because it was low on the ground. It was moving fast-paced. When you watch it in slow-mo, of course you're going to see the hand. But when you're watching in fast-paced and you see these big giants running down the court at full speed, then all of a sudden, at first I thought it was a kickball. When I saw the play, I was like, oh, that's kickball. Then I saw the replay and saw him hit it with his hand. His hand was right near his foot. So it's
his legs are 4 feet behind his hand. So it's like, how are you making that call?
Because it was all commotion, Jay. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, that's a kickball. Like, that's a good call. And then I saw them throwing their hands up, and I was like, oh, okay, now I see it. Because everyone was moving at a fast pace. Like, you're saying this after you saw it in a slow-mo. I
saw from the onset. I was like, what the hell?
No way you did.
I did, because I saw him reach forward with his hand. So I'm like, his hand's the closest thing to the ball. How the hell did he just call a kickball? He reached forward to try and get the ball with his hand.
And at the end of the day, for umpires, I don't mind the whole challenge and everything. I just like the pace of play for baseball has been amazing. Watch a game within 2 hours. One of the Yankees games this year was an hour and 45 minutes.
Straight up, right? It's straight up because of the pitch clock, right?
It's straight up because of pitch clock. It's straight up because of the well, not necessarily. Because of the pitching changes, they're not allowed to change pitchers until after they face 3 batters. That plays a huge factor because they were changing pitchers every batter. Like,
people were literally like left-hander, put in a different pitcher.
Yeah, which sucks.
Actually, yeah.
At least you get through an inning, right?
So even in the playoffs, they won't allow positional pitching?
No. It's 3 batters. Because you have to be strategic about it, and there's a pitch clock there, and that's what picked up the pace of the game, honestly. Because if you think about it, if he goes 1, 2, 3, and then you change the pitcher, we're in a new inning. So you're already moving forward.
The game this is affecting the most, and that's the NFL in terms of how long a freaking game is now. It prolongs games by at least 20 minutes. Some cases 30.
Well, that's
I know. I'm sick of it,
well, the NFL wants it longer. Honestly, they want a longer game because it's just more sponsors, more everything. It has nothing to do with the game. It has everything to do with that. in the arena around it and everything
What are we
else
talking
outside.
about? What are we talking about? You talking about the game?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But by the way, just I looked it up real quick. So the challenge rule is you are out after 3 unsuccessful challenges. So long as you are successful when you challenge, that does not eat up one of your challenges. But once you have 3 unsuccessful, you can't challenge for the rest of the game.
I don't know if
That may be adjusted. Now that may be adjusted. That's just
that
what they're going
has to be adjusted
That
for the
needs to be
majors.
adjusted.
Because
Yeah.
the majors, you got to think how many times do they argue ball and strike? They'll be like,
Right.
and they'll just be successful after. I mean, I know you're saying it's quick, but still, that's probably an extra 3 minutes onto the game.
Yeah.
Like 3 minutes per challenge, honestly.
Yeah, and one of the things that is beneficial is also that's in general challenges, so that would apply to anything, not just balls and strikes.
Right.
So, like, you could challenge, like, yeah, you missed 2 balls and strikes, and then you challenge it first, and he's safe anyway. Okay, now you're out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you do two
But yeah,
challenges,
it's challenges in general,
got you. So if
not
like
just balls and strikes
got
challenges.
you. So everything works. Everything is in play. Got you.
Yeah, whatever
I
you
mean,
challenge once you're
Something's got to change because these players are getting these pitchers. You're taking first of all, you're taking everything. And this is my last point on this. You're taking everything away from these pitchers as it is, right? And making them overthrow and consistently overthrow because you can't get a call right when a ball is directly down the middle of the plate. I'm sorry, you guys are going to lose your job at the end of the day because these, like I said, these pitchers are just wearing their elbow down and really just getting themselves into a funk that's, now they got to throw 20 extra pitches after that because they give up a base hit because they're so frustrated. So, at the end of the day, it's got to change. Something's got to change because this is getting ridiculous as baseball continues to grow and we're trying to build the sport.
I might be late to the party, but somehow I found myself on a Sunday relaxing on my pillow watching the World Pillow Fighting Championship. I never thought I'd be doing that. So first I thought, hey, I could be doing something better with my time. But why not take a nap and watch a pillow fight? I mean, look, ESPN already showing other stuff. We got guys eating hot dogs on ESPN. We got guys slapping each other on ESPN. So we got guys playing tag on ESPN. So why not have guys go out there and fight with a pillow? We've all done it from our childhood. And to be honest with you, some of them dudes were really swinging the hell out of those pillows. I'm talking dudes who come in there kind of buff and swinging, and some of these dudes are damn near falling down. There was even the guy dressed up like Heath Ledger's Joker. They had some characters out there, and I was like, this might not be the worst thing I ever watched. I watched some more of the highlights. I saw guys looking like they were almost ready to throw a punch. I mean, shit, if you hit me that hard with a pillow, we probably would have to go fight. The World Pillow Championship, it's starting to go global. It's been to Brazil, it's been to Ghana, it's been to India, it's been to Spain. I will tell you this, if it comes around my town, yeah, I'll be checking it out. The word on the street is they're trying to see if they can get it as a future Olympic sport. And best believe I'm going to be lounging with my pillow, relaxing, watching the Olympics whenever they do get it, drinking a beer.
Out of any city, which major market is the worst for hosting the playoffs? Grandpa Jay, what do you think?
LA takes the crown, bro. It's as much as you're enamored by the city of angels. Logistically, it's a freaking nightmare because everything's an hour, 2 or 3 away, depending on what time you get on the road to go where you're trying to get to. The cost of the experience is super exorbitant, especially obviously you live on the East Coast to travel out there and do that. The Pacific Ocean is way too cold if I decide I want to wake up in the morning and go take a dip without having to wear a wetsuit. I don't want that. I want to have a beach that I can't swim in. What a tease, for me at least. What a freaking tease. And they only really care about the Dodgers, and maybe they pretend to care about the Lakers, but they haven't really cared about the Lakers since Kobe retired. Not even Jordan made people care that. I mean, not even LeBron can make people care that much.
No. You said it right.
So, well, at least in my opinion, because I see it. It's just not, you don't see the stars out there. You don't see them in the game as much. They knew that COVID championship was different. It wasn't a real championship. It's like, it's just not, it goes down as a different championship. So I feel like they only care about the Dodgers out there too. So they have like 9 professional teams. You care about 1. And I just really don't want LA to be the place I want to go to for that fandom experience. I'd much rather somewhere where it's more quaint. I feel like I can get somewhere. Like, I don't want to be on the road for 5-6 hours a day, put it that way. So that alone kind of knocks it out of the window for me. If you're telling me where would I rather not go, LA first and foremost.
And that's if you want to see the Kings, like playoff wise. You're talking about if, like, for instance, if you want to see the Lakers and the Kings. I mean, to disagree, I mean, they play in the same arena, so you're getting an opportunity in the same season to watch. Like this year, you could have watched both of them play in the first round.
Right.
Technically, Clippers play. Too.
Oh, and the Clippers too. So you could have
not
gotten
anymore.
3 playoff games, right? Like, and then so you're not really traveling to the Dodgers in the playoffs until maybe, and then and then the Lakers are starting their season. Same with the Kings. So I think
the new Clippers arena is right next to the airport.
Which okay, that's convenient enough. I didn't know that. I
Which
thought it was in
also down
Inglewood.
the street from the Rams Stadium. So
In
it's got a
Inglewood,
lot more
right?
convenient.
It's in Inglewood, yeah.
Yeah, which would never be down the street from each other, where the Forum used to be.
So playoffs-wise, I think LA is actually a better opportunity because you're going to be able to get this opportunity to watch potentially 3 playoff matchups if you can afford to go to the games.
You can afford to get the one.
Exactly. The hockey is the most ideal one, right? So,
Yeah.
TreyDay, what you got?
I took a different approach than Jay. My approach was, I'm looking at the damn fans, and it's got to be Miami. They don't even have real fans in Miami.
See, I didn't even put Miami as a major city when I was thinking about this. So.
No, they're a major city. Yeah. Everybody always. No, I mean, they're a major city at the end of the day because what do we always hear? Oh, players want to go there, big market. I know it may not logistically be a big market in numbers, but as long as I keep hearing people on ESPN talk about, oh, we want to go to Miami. Yeah, y'all do, but the fucking people in Miami don't even want to actually go to games there. I used to watch those Heat games, and they'd be fucking empty into the second quarter, and then if the Heat got down a few, it was empty in the fourth quarter. These people were there for 2 hours, and they'd be like, let's go to the fucking beach. Then I remember watching the Marlins. They couldn't fucking barely sell the Game 7. like you're at Game 7 and you barely able to sell tickets out 2 hours for a game. Y'all don't even want to be here at these games. No. If Miami wasn't as fun as it is as a city, why else would we be having sports in Miami? Don't get me wrong. I love visiting Miami. It's fun. I go to Miami all the time. I don't let John know. I'm always down. I'm in Miami right now. John doesn't even know. Like, I'm currently recording in Miami.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
But no, in all seriousness, it's Miami because everyone's fucked up.
That'd be fucked up. I'd be like, bro,
I record all the shows, man.
I fly in on Pat's jet.
Irony of Florida teams. The irony in Florida is the best tickets are hockey tickets.
Yes.
The Lightning
and
then the Panthers.
The Panthers. Those are the only true fans. I've been to that stadium and I've seen it firsthand. And those Panther fans are real. Like I try to quiz them a little bit when I was there. I quizzed 1 or 2, and they were on point. They were like, I was like, damn, okay, so they're real fans. That's the one thing I gotta give them to. But I hear you, Trey, because even if let's go back to Jay's point logistically, right? You got to go all the way downtown to go watch a Heat game, and then if you want to go watch a Panthers game in the same day, you got to wait about 40 minutes of traffic, then drive an extra 45 minutes to drive up to Sunrise, which is like it's a nightmare to try to drive up I-95 depending on what route you take. So you're talking about 2 hours in the car to drive, like you said, to another playoff game for the Panthers.
Cost is crazy.
And the cost is exactly crazy. So, I mean, once you get up into Sunrise, that's a nicer area where you're getting more spaced out, where it's not as heavy of traffic. But man, I'm telling you I remember we went to a game one time. It was a regular season game. The one guy had season tickets in front of me, but he had season tickets for all the Miami teams. He's like, he got there in the second period. I'm like, dang. I was like, yeah, I just got it. He's like, what's the score? Blah, 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 because it was intermission. I was like, look at the scoreboard, but I'll talk to you. There's scoreboards all around here, bro. Like, and he's like, yeah, I just got done with the Heat game and just took me an hour and a half to get up here. And I was like, damn, I don't even know why you made the drive. So, but I could see that. This one was very difficult because I was thinking logistics. I was thinking, fans. I could never think of a city, but I'm gonna say it, and I think it's Charlotte. I think that's a major city. I think it's major enough when it comes to population around there, but I think Charlotte just, Carolina's fans do not show out like they used to. I mean, obviously the teams are not good, right? I get it, but even when they were good, they were all criticizing Cam Newton when they were at the top. They were still criticizing Cam, and they were loving Cam. But I don't know. I just don't see Charlotte, as a good playoff city to visit. I would love to live in Charlotte, but I just don't see it as a playoff city.
It's also one of those cities where the college teams kind of take precedence.
They're higher than the professional teams, right?
Yeah.
So and it's no shot at the Panthers or anything like that. I mean, they're on a rebuild. The Hornets are on a rebuild. So But with Charlotte, like I would like to live there, but I don't see it as a hey guys, let's go. Like when I think of like a major sports town, I think of like us four going there as a sports weekend, right? I don't see us going to Charlotte as a sports weekend. I see us going to Denver, going to Arizona, going to Dallas, somewhere like that. Like going to those places would be an opportunity. What are you smiling about?
Floating ideas out there.
Oh, I'm throwing ideas out there.
You're throwing ideas out there. Guys, is there a guys trip in order? I think there is.
Well, Mike, you tell us the city we're not going to.
No, where we
Well,
not
first of all,
Minnesota.
actually, mine. No, because I want to go to Minneapolis.
I know. You want to go to Minneapolis?
I do. I do want now. Not in the
Fucking
winter,
bite.
obviously. I'm not going to make everybody go there in the winter, but I would like to go to Minneapolis.
Shit.
To that Charlotte point, by the way, we would probably go to if we were going to go on a guys sports trip, we'd go to the Carolinas for a college sports trip, like you said, Jay. And the other thing is for the Carolinas is that kind of hurts Charlotte as well is their most successful pro sports team is in Raleigh with the Hurricanes.
Oh, that's true.
The Hurricanes play in Raleigh, not Charlotte.
I never understood that. So
Maybe
Yeah,
they
but
were trying to
they're
bank
like-
off of like Duke, UNC, NC State. Like
they're I mean, because the Hurricanes share an arena with the NC State basketball team.
Right.
So
Right.
Yeah, to me, I'm more
they're right-
likely
and
to
they're
get
right.
college students to go to a hockey game. You don't have to win over college students to go watch a hockey game, I would imagine. A lot of them go to
Yeah,
like
they're warm anyway
Mhm.
from pre-gaming. So the one, because I kind of took the route that Trey did as far as focusing specifically on fans, and when I did my little bit of research, one kept coming up, which is Washington D.C.
Mm.
Because their teams, well, first of all, their football team doesn't even play there. To the Carolina point,
Yeah.
they're in Landover, Maryland.
are they?
And yeah, they
Yeah.
play
I
in
thought they were,
Maryland.
I thought they were
They
in
play in
Virginia.
Maryland.
No, they're in Maryland.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
man.
wow. I never knew that.
Yeah, it's weird. They play in Landover, Maryland. But it wouldn't surprise me if they didn't play in Maryland, that they would play in like Arlington, Virginia, or something like that. So yeah, their football team isn't even their football team. I mean, the Capitals are good. I don't think, to my recollection, and correct me if I'm wrong, people that know more about basketball, but the Wizards have never really been that. They haven't
In
really
the
been
late
well
70s,
well
like
well
50
atten-
50
well, I was
years
gonna
ago.
say, they haven't been well attended since they were the Bullets.
Mhm.
And to what was said earlier, legitimately, not even Michael Jordan could change that. I know
But
it
from
was
a
old
fan
Michael
experience, though, because I did look at DC and kind of cheated a bit and just read
Yeah.
comments on like what the fans would say, and they said it's actually a really good day drinking place. Of course, you have sightseeing if you're just walking around the city. So, like
Right.
from that standpoint, like you can still have a good experience, barring that you don't want to go to the game because it's probably going to be a suck ass experience. You can still make it a good experience, as a fan. with
Right,
what's on.
but the thing that stood out about the fans to me most is what I kept reading was the DC fans are kind of a smokescreen because there's a lot of transplants in DC based on government jobs and things like that all have their own teams from wherever they came from.
Yeah.
So
What part
even
of
the
why
people
Miami
who
was
live
on my
in the
list?
city,
Like a Knicks game there is like a Knicks home game, right? Like shit like that.
right?
It's
Everybody, especially
The other
these days
thing,
in the
too,
NBA,
is-
everybody coming in, it's a home game for
The
them.
other thing about Washington too is the Capitals and the Wizards were on the verge of moving to Virginia, so
Exactly, they
they weren't even
gonna.
gonna hold the
They're not even keep their
teams.
teams, right?
And then the new ownership for what are they? The Commanders.
Yeah. So as of now, they may change it again, but yeah, right now.
The Commanders. They were planning on demolishing FedEx Field and building in Virginia do like what Philadelphia has as a complex where they have all the four cities, which I've always liked that idea to put all your sports in a little bit of a complex, but if you can. But that's where I agree with you wholeheartedly on that, because like if you're willing to move your teams, I mean, then why would you be a good
Right.
sports playoff town? Like you're not
Right.
going to even have an opportunity.
Well, that's the thing. You're even because I know there are plenty of Wizards fans, there's plenty of Capitals fans, Commanders fans, what have you, even amongst the transplants. But as a fan, if it were me, if you can't absolutely promise me that the playoffs are even going to be here, even if you make it, yeah, no, that makes you not a good playoff market.
No, not at all. Yeah. So let us know in the comments who your playoff market is. If you agree with us, let us know why. And what, guys, you know what time it is. It is time for Stump the Squad.
What up, baby? You know how we do, baby. It's
Right,
that time of the show again. Our favorite time. It should be your favorite time because here's where you get a chance to truly stump us and make us look like fools. But you got to be honest, though. Don't go and pick up your phone and say, oh, I got that answer right. If you want to play along, keep your phone down right now. We're going to ask each other sports trivia questions. The winner gets +2 if they get it right. The loser gets -2 per question. At the end of the game, whoever has the most points gets the victory for the week. Moving towards our second king of the stump. Yours truly here was the first. Right now, I'm playing from behind, so I got to catch up this week. I'm going to go with Mr. Red Wing here for the first question of this week.
Let's go. 15th pick in the draft. Let's get it. So, in Boston Bruins history, how many players have 100 points or more in the postseason? 2, 3, 4, or 5?
I feel like Boston's a team where like everybody gets involved.
In playoff history, okay.
Playoff
4.
history. Trey says 4.
3.
Jamie says 3. Mike?
Mike says 7.
Yeah, if it were an option. Would he?
7.
He. I'll go with 3.
3.
Yep.
Today I've successfully stumped Jamie and Mike. It is 4. And the 4 players are
I bet
Raymond Bork, Phil Esposito, Rick Middleton, and John Buchik.
I don't know who Middleton is, but I knew 2 of the others. I knew 2 of the
I
Bork,
was
yeah.
completely off. I had none of the names.
So TreyDay, you're gonna go next, Mr. Winner.
Let's see. Okay, we are going to the hardwood.
Okay.
Okay. Had some Anthony Edwards talk earlier. Talking about Timberwolves. Okay, so when the Minnesota Timberwolves were coming out, what was the runner-up name when naming the Minnesota Timberwolves? So the name they almost were. Were they the Polars, the Lynx, the Blizzards, or the Moose?
Let's see.
The Lynx of the female team. The Blizzards.
Blizzards. That's
John's going Blizzards. Jamie's going Blizzards.
I know the WNBA team is the Lynx, and I'm gonna hedge on the side of that they used that after that was the second name, so I'll go with the Lynx.
And Mike's going to Lynx. Okay, so today has successfully stumped the squad.
it's the Moose.
It's the Moose.
No,
No.
it's the
Polars?
Polars.
That's a dumb name.
They're
Dumb
Polars.
name. I couldn't believe when I read that. I was like, that is ugly.
Wow.
I used the link. It actually worked too. I used the link, so I'm like, one of y'all probably gonna think, why not the links? Because there we are, the women were using.
Yeah, I figured
Yeah.
they wouldn't have done that, though. They wouldn't have
I
defacto.
figured that was a logical through line. It was like, okay, we
Yeah,
didn't
because
name
it was
them
already
Lynx for the
almost
men.
the
Let's
name.
name it for the women.
The Blizzards were in a running at some point, but was quickly eliminated. So then it became down to the Polars and the Timberwolves. The Moose, I just made that shit up.
Manitoba.
Yeah.
Manitoba.
So let's see. We are gonna go with. Let's go with Mike.
I had a feeling. So we will now go to the diamond. Gentlemen. So far in 2024, what is the rounded percentage of correct balls and strikes calls made by MLB umpires?
0.
Damn it, he got it. No. A, 88%. B, 91%. C, 94%. D, 97%.
94.
91%.
I'm going 94. That was my first gut.
Okay, so 2 94s and a 91.
Yes, sir.
This week I have successfully stumped John. It is 94.
Fuck.
94%.
Trey's the winner.
Yep, he's got 4. So Trey's episode 110 winner.
And now
He
he's
takes
got
the
4.
lead. Now he's got 4. So Grandpa Jay,
Yes.
you're up next.
All right, gentlemen, back to the hardwood. Can you tell me how many teams in NBA history, how many teams in the history of the NBA playoffs lost the first 2 games at home and came back to win the series? Is it 5, 6, 7, or 9?
Well,
6.
I'm out. So 7.
We're all out.
How many teams in the history of the NBA have gone down 0-2
6.
at home but come back and won the series?
6.
5.
And Trey has a clean sweep. Getting it right. It is 5. It's a clean sweep for Trey today.
Congratulations, TreyDay. You are episode 110 winner is TreyDay. So congratulations, which brings your score to 4, me to 3, Mike to 2, Jamie to 1. We got about 15 more episodes until we dub the Cinco Squad champion, second champion. So
Still anybody's game.
still anybody's game. Jamie can still make a comeback here.
No, we can't.
No, I don't think so. We're
I
gonna
think the 3 of us,
keep something.
the 3 of us are
Anybody.
pretty determined. Anybody but Jamie.
Anybody but Jamie. We're coming for you.
Yeah.
Bring it.
I think if he does start to make a comeback, I think what we do, guys, is we institute a rule where our 3 scores, our 3 win totals,
No.
all combine if we
No.
beat him.
No, if he does come back, we
Don't
just
you worry. I'm going to go on my streak.
no. You know what we do is we just tape the show on Tuesday.
Exactly. There we go. I like that idea.
Exactly.
Nice.
His busiest day of the week.
Damn, Jay, it's the schedule. The way the schedule.
Don't worry about it, bro. We'll see you on 126. All right, when you come back and do the show. All right, that's when your days off are. Well, fellas, another great episode in the books. We got some great playoff NHL and NBA going on. It's been exciting, exhilarating. It looks like last night the Pacers and the Knicks last night put up a whopping, what was it, 251 points. So that series is going to be exciting as the Knicks take a 2-0 lead. Mike, your Knicks. But any final thoughts heading into the weekend, fellas?
Let's go Rangers. Please
Mike,
sweep Carolina.
Hold on. Redo that. You got to do the goal scorer chant.
You want the goal song? Okay.
Yeah.
Na, 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 na. Whoa, let's go Rangers.
Mike, what do you think about a New York, Boston, Eastern Conference, NBA, and NHL finals?
I don't want. No, please, not the Bruins.
It looks so
Please.
in the NBA. It looks so in the NBA and halfway there in the NHL.
Yeah. I mean, I'm confident. I'm confident that the Rangers can beat anybody. I've said this leading up into this series. I think Carolina is the toughest test. I think if they can get past Carolina, that they're going to win the cup. As far as the NBA side, I'm getting into the Knicks, but I got to be honest, I don't know if anybody in the East is beating Boston.
No, but I mean, at least it might be Boston, New York for both Eastern Conference finals.
Yeah. I would have much more. If that were the case, I would have much more faith in the Rangers beating the Bruins than I would the Knicks beating the Celtics.
Well, we got a lot of good playoff basketball and hockey to go, so make sure you guys are tuning in every single night. We will be on Twitter at Cinco Squad Pod 05. We may even throw some special locks during the weekend. Hope everyone has a great sports weekend. We'll see you guys here next week for episode 111. See you guys next week. Have a great weekend.